And we're alive. And we're alive. Okay. Back to the webcam. My phone was starting to feel Mercury retrograde effects. I've plugged it in. God knows how many USB ports, unplugged the 3, and how many near brand new USB chargers. Wasn't charging, and all of a sudden it decides to start charging again just as I'm making this live stream. And I thought, sod it, I'll just use the laptop instead. And the nature of this live stream is going to be, and really what I imagine a great deal of live streams are going to be from now on, is me focusing on being in a coma. That's where all those depressing videos, all the complaints, all the rants, all the change you've seen in me, and there's been lots of change, and I know it's happening, but from my perspective, it's a case of I'm just living life. I catch a glimpse of myself every so often, and I look, I think, man, I can't recognize myself anymore. My voice at the moment, it's all over the shop. My appearance, one day I look like I'm in control, the other day I look like I'm a homeless person, and it's just you put on top of that a mental health disorder where your thoughts, emotions, your life just aren't yours, because it's been so long you've learned to deal with it that you know life is beyond them and is happening anyway. But all of those things that really matter, that you understand as a kid growing up in this world, all of them disappear. I'm left now with pardon me. I'm left with not much in this world. I mean, I have a great deal compared to a lot of people. I don't think I ever forget that. I'm well aware of that, but what I mean is, if you're really honest about life and what life means, even if it's a case of what life means to you, and then you realize that it's all been taken away, it's all constantly being wiped, and you have to start afresh each time. After a while, there's not much more. And after a while, there's still not anything. And then you're in pain, and you begin to realize that your life in its entirety is suffering. I'm not saying this is everybody's life, but this is my experience. My life is suffering first, and what I'm experiencing is far from that. For instance, today it was like because they had something to do, but my emotions, my mind were trying to make it like a holiday. It was like all happy and all rose-coloured spectacles, and I just knew to myself it was because of recent events. But before I go any further, I mean, ordinarily, when I get the day like today, it's extremely difficult to deal with because I don't really like that. It's like, imagine being bipolar twice. So, in other words, what you're experiencing, what you know of life, is no longer, you're not able to achieve it. But I imagine, there's still a consistent flow of meaning to everybody's life. And that allows you to know two states. So in other words, whatever work we have done to ourselves on a spiritual personal development level, it only goes so far. And what we're left with is the ability to see the world. This is what I imagine it's like to be bipolar, by the way. But this is what I'm saying of that condition, and I can't imagine I'm likely to be too wrong, but no, I could be. If you hear me, listen to what I'm saying and make up your own mind. Bipolar, you're meant to have it's not a split personality, but you go to extremes. So in other words, it's like I could be okay, I could be shopping, and I've not done any research into bipolar, but it'd be interesting to find out from people. And you could be shopping, and everything could be okay, and then for no reason, all of a sudden, you're not okay. All of a sudden, you're in a bad mood. But for whatever reason, the individual experiencing it, isn't aware of the trigger. Bipolar, that's what it says to me. There's a deep-rooted cause, and unfortunately, the way we've built our life, it's like on living on top of a pyramid. It tips one way and it tips the other way. And because we haven't dealt with the fact that we're on a pyramid, and that's how we're living life as a result of our past. The pyramid is our past, and we've come to a point in our life, and we can only see two sides, and we relate to both of them. But for myself, it's like I'm still in the pyramid, and I'm trying to chill. But on the outside, they're playing noise, they're playing music. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. So I'm in the pyramid, I'm still living life. And the music is emotion, what we're talking about right now. For no reason that I have control of within the pyramid, that I'm aware of, that music changes. The music is a real thing. So in other words, if someone who had bipolar describes it like, oh yeah, um, if I don't have a food in my stomach, like if mine depleted, I tend to be angry. But if I'm okay within my body, if I'm like not hungry, then it's okay. But what that says to me is a case of with bipolar, and don't forget I'm autistic, and I know my approach to life. So what that's, and I know that I look at things in a lot of detail and think about things in a lot of detail. What it says to me is that where people don't often think about things in detail, because if you don't have to, why would you? So because on some level, I guess I feel I have to. And for me, I'm not trying to get away from it either. There is something within me that isn't aware of that, which causes the problem, and I see it as a problem. But for me, I can label. It's like having bipolar and knowing, actually, I'm not really either of these emotions. I'm yesterday, I'm the day before, I'm everything that I've experienced in my life. And I understand myself to a certain extent. And the extent that I understand myself and myself in relationship to the outside world too, I should be experiencing this. In other words, if you eat chocolate cake and it makes you happy, and one day you eat chocolate cake and nothing is different, and you're sad, you can see that it's not the chocolate cake. But if that's your life 24/7, 365, and you live it for 10 years, you sort of become detached to the emotion. And you could be eating chocolate cake and you could be experiencing paranoia, you could be experiencing bliss, you could be experiencing terror, you could be experiencing shame. If you're anything like me, you live life first, or you try to. If it's time to sit down and eat the chocolate cake, and you know how much you love chocolate cake, and nothing in this world is going to stop you from eating chocolate cake, then you can roll on the emotions of anything. You can sit there knowing from a mental perspective that you're in pure bliss, but your emotions are telling you you're in terror. Your emotions are telling you you're in something else. So that's how I see the difference between what I'm experiencing now and bipolar. But for instance, I'm in sheer terror. Sheer terror. I have been for about 4 days now, I think. And in honesty, I've been in sheer terror a lot longer. But the moment that I realized, as a result of my life and my past and all the circumstances, and looking at my life in absolute excessive detail like I do, I know now that I'm in sheer terror all day long. And nothing in this world is worth that. So that's where I am. And today I went for a walk to focus to. So I've made an action plan for the terror, to deal with the terror on some level, because I've just come to my wit's end, and this world doesn't make sense anymore. I still have to live, and I still have to do my best. So I've put together an action plan, and it's to be out and about and active. So I'm out and about today, and instead of experiencing the sheer terror, I'm experiencing like my mental health and my emotions and my eyes and everything telling me I'm on holiday and it's a lovely time. And ordinarily, up until now, that's been, the level of, it's almost like witnessing you're being mind controlled. And I know what I've been through today. I know how hard my life is in the moment. I know how hard yesterday was. I know how hard I had to push and struggle. And I know I'm in sheer terror. So today, when I went for a walk, I was able to hold my center within that terror. Well, not within the terror, sorry, within that experience that my mental health normally gives me, where it feels like I'm experiencing mind control or something, to that extreme, because my life to my senses don't correlate. Today I was able to get on and do what I needed to do as an action plan, because I know how serious things are. And that's really where I start, because I'm in a coma. I realized I realized 4 days ago that I'm in sheer terror from physical pain within my body. I've tried my best efforts to deal with what's available in this world. We're talking the NHS system. We're talking alternative complementary medicine. We're talking me applying whatever wisdom I've gained over the years from life, and also from my training as an alternative therapist, and how I've looked at the world ever since with the eyes of an alternative therapist. And I'm serious about how I'm going about things, because I need answers, really. This life is done with. This world doesn't make sense to such a serious level. I don't ever foresee me I don't ever foresee me calling this home. I'm not at home, even though with it with a coma, you're meant to be within a dream world within yourself, but I'm definitely not at home here. And because of the physical pain I'm in at the moment, I'm going to leave this live stream there. I was hoping to have a little bit of space from the pain to have maybe 30 seconds just to think as I'm speaking. And guide the conversation further, but I can't. So this is Gabriel signing out. Till the next time. All right, maybe a few seconds later till the next time. My computer's been a bit slow. Till the next time.